to be fair. I am Brad Chester, the saddest Eldar player in the world right now, arguing with others about this. I'm going to be Salty John right now. Who am I with, everyone?
You're with Brandon Valley, the ever-living procrastinator when it comes to working on 40K projects.
You have a 40K project? Go ahead.
I am Kyle Treya, and I'm very sleepy.
He's Sleepy Kyle. So, I hope that you're not super late on... Oh, hold on. I'm putting Arms of the Angel right here. Sometimes you got to put Sarah McLachlan out there to be sad for your Eldar. So...
Innocent puppy eyes incoming.
I mean, you are working on something for me, which I really hope you're on top of, because I do have a tournament next week.
Yeah, I just haven't started today yet. That's my project for tomorrow.
Oh, man, that hurts. That hurts right here. He told me...
Has the package arrived yet, Brandon? Has the Desolators arrived?
They have not arrived yet. I think they're coming in the mail today. I'll have to check.
Okay.
Did you ship it in the regular box, or did you ship it in like a smaller boxes?
Oh, it is a surprise. You will see.
It won't be the best package I ever received when someone literally took a box of cereal and looked all the plastic bags and just shoved everything together and mailed it. And I'm like, oh man, I got Cheerios. Turns out they were 2 king horses.
Seems legit. I love that Zooms just goes, join me in the salt. Let it permeate you. Let the hate flow. All right.
We're going to have about that to season food. Let's go.
We're going to talk about Strands of Fate. So, currently, right now, you get base 4, or you get 5 if you're playing some Uthway, and you take Fate Reader, and you roll 6 dice, keep 4 of them, or you roll 6 dice, keep 5 of them, and they are all 6s, and you can be used for basically the same shit that you can be used to in 10th. In 10th, we front load 12 dice that are not 6s. They are whatever the hell you rolled. So if you just decided to double Yahtzee ones, at least you make all your morale checks. Sorry, battle shock test.
You do not, you fail. You have to roll over your
Oh, that's true. Well, ones are terrible no matter what. Oh my god, this is even so much worse than I thought. Strands of Fate suck balls. The thing is, Matt, why do you think it was strong? My thing is I'm not trying to be argumentative about it. I'm really literally asking because I've heard this, but I don't understand why. Because Strands of Fate is significantly worse than it is right now. Because right now I get automatic 6s, and I get more of them. I get, say, if I'm just playing Uthway, I get 5 a turn, and they're 5 6s. So I'm getting 25 6s for the game.
And you get between 2 and 3 rerolls depending on how many Farseers you have.
Correct. And right now, I'm getting 12 dice. We'll go to the Guardians in a minute. I can generate some extra dice, but I don't want Guardians in the first place in my army, so I'll probably have 2 units that sit on objectives. So, like, I argue, guys. I'm actually, like, a couple of people have said I think it's really strong, but no one's given me, like, the why they think it's strong.
So they are comparing it to Sisters of Battle mechanic. Do you have the Sisters of Battle mechanic pulled up?
No, I do not. I have the Eldar pulled up, and I know what Strands is right now. So it's
you're looking at a vacuum of now. You need to look at a vacuum of everything else that's been released for 10th edition. And the way Sisters is worded, so with Eldar you get 12 dice, right? You just roll them out, you get 12 dice. And there's ways of manipulating them. There's ways of getting additional dice. With Sisters, you get 1 each battle turn. So 1 for your phase, 1 for my phase. And then every time a unit dies in the sister book, you get an additional die. So with the Eldar rule, you know exactly what you have moving forward. You get 12 dice. And you can use all 12 of those immediately in 1 turn. So if you're trying to keep, I don't know, your avatar alive for some reason to get across the table, you can use all 12 of those dice. With Sisters, on the other hand, you can only use 1 per phase.
But you can actually, it says it's 1 per the die roll.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like, let's say you roll...
No, I'm saying that is the Fate dice rule right there. Before making dice rolls for a model unit from your army with the Strands of Fate ability, you can use 1 of those dice to do it. That's what Fate dice do. Same thing right now.
So let's say your avatar gets shot at 8 different times. You could use 8 different saving rolls.
True.
That's huge. You can use all of your dice in one turn.
Cool, and that's it. But the sisters is actually better because they can generate sixes with Catherine. And if you're looking at combinations of things, but like these are arguably just worse than regular strands are right now, is my point. And this is laughably worse than rerolls from Marines and stuff. So that's why I'm having a hard time saying that these are good, because it's worse.
You're still getting sixes, Brad.
But you're not regenerating them quickly. It seems like Sisters is putting more into the pool every
100%.
time. Like, how are you putting more into the pool?
Sisters are just like literally just making it rain miracle dice.
So they're making it rain miracle dice, but in order to rain those miracle dice, you're losing your army. Whereas Eldar literally can be an alpha strike list, and you can just put all these dice in your units.
Eldar miracle. What am I doing with? You know what? I'll scroll down to our detachment rule. Where am I getting this alpha strike? You know what I mean? Like, you're not getting that much out of this. You're also not getting sixes on this. You're just hoping for them.
But you are getting sixes if you literally look at the Farseer entry that's immediately
Farseer
after that.
can do one. So
yeah. And how many Farseers are you going to take? Maybe 2, maybe 3.
It's cool.
Well, you don't know the points cost, right? Like, okay, so say the ability is strong. What if this thing's like 110 points or more?
I'm just saying, but you're getting 2 sixes. You're literally, I can load up those dice right now with Sisters. Sisters mechanic is a billion times better. I'm like, I'm just going to keep sixes for a while, then just run up Catherine and then just destroy somebody with 1,000,000 sixes.
All right, let's look at Catherine's entry again.
All right. Well, let's talk about Strands of Fate for the first 2 things. Okay, right? You roll your pool of 12, and if you don't like them, you can then re-roll them a -1 d6. Right? So
you can re-roll them as many times as you want.
Yeah, and then lose a d6 every time.
I mean, I'm going to keep re-rolling until I only get 6s, even if it's 3.
You got your 12 dice handy, Red?
Let's do this.
You can only use the character ability once, even if you have multiple.
Yeah, we'll scroll down to him in just a second. I'm just saying, it's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, we're totally going off stuff. You know what I mean? But like, and none of these data sheets excited me either. So that was the thing. And I just know I've been playing Eldar forever. So let's go down to basically the Aeldari Battle Host attachment roll. You can re-roll a hit roll, and you can roll a wound roll. Pretty good. It's for shooting and fighting, so close combat or shooting. It's basically Tausep. You know what I mean? It feels pretty strong. It's fine.
Could you, just taking a step back to Strands of Fate, could you Strands of Fate on damage rolls? I don't believe so.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Well, now you can, but currently you cannot, correct?
Currently, no. Currently, right now, it goes in order: advance, charge, psychic, hit, wound, save. That was what you rolled them as. It's a 1 through 6.
So psychic got replaced by damage for 10th.
Yes.
And then there's also battle shock now, which I guess was.
Yeah. Which will be a big deal on that, because there's a lot of nasty things that looks like that we're going to get for battle shock. So I'm juiced to see more. I'm an Eldar fan. I love my knife ears. So I am a little spoiled in that, because Fate dice are just significantly different. They're different and better right now than they are in this. Unless we see some more stuff. Obviously, we're only seeing a little bit of the faction focus, so we'll do it. The Battle Host attachment, nice. The Farseer, looks like a Farseer. He can make the result of one of the face dice turn to a 6. He can do that once per turn. When you use a fate dice to substitute a roll made for a model or unit within 12 inches of a Farseer model from your army, which is kind of hard to do, to be honest with you, because you're going to extend the board out quite a bit. One model from your army with the ability can use it. If it does, the result of that fate dice is changed to a 6. And that is a psychic. So, and then of course he's got fortune. In your command phase, you can roll a d6 and a 2+. One friendly Aeldari unit within 12 is -1 to wound. So
Michael has a good point in chat, though. He says that the branching fates you can only use once. Even if you brought multiple Farseers, you can't use it twice.
Yeah, so I mean, this just seems thing. I mean, Farseer's a Farseer, you know what I mean? He's never been a damage dealer, you know what I mean? So,
well, let's talk about how he's missing a whole bunch of psychic powers that have been with the game for.
You mean like Guide and Doom and everything else? Well, we'll see. If maybe they're part of it, but if not, I wouldn't even bring this guy. You know what I mean? So
I mean, Fortune sounds ideal for like a tank or the Wraith Knight
yeah, I was just
or
about to
Wraith
say a
Lord.
tank or something big, but I just don't care if my T3 army's -1 to wound.
Yeah. So, whoa, wounding you on 3s instead of 2s with my assault cannons.
Exactly. With my 1 wound, yeah, I'm still probably gonna die. So
So on his psychic spell, he doesn't have the hazardous dice, so he or hazardous whatever, so he can't hurt himself.
they can't, and none of the Eldar, but that is their thing. They've had that for a hot minute. So he's also down to 4
How long have they had
wounds
Fortune and Guide for? Like Fortune being
since the
reroll
beginning of the
saves.
game.
Yeah. So I hope that they have more psychic powers, because if that's the case, like rip psychic powers. Like these are not psychic abilities, in my opinion. I mean, they may be listed as psychic, but nothing to what Aldar could do before, psychic wise.
Yeah, I mean, the if you just roll some bad, you don't really have abilities to do anything about this. So, and you're generating less, so that's kind of a big deal for me on that. Yeah, it's for sure, Matt, for Fortune and Guide, second edition. For me, they've always had it because I got into the game in second. So we'll see if somebody else has it. I wish they would have spotlighted Eldrad, to be honest, because he's the coolest Eldar character. Fight me for it. It's just
Augural's pretty cool though.
Yeah, but he's not Eldrad cool. Eldrad's been sticking his fingers into shit for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at Guardians. I actually really like the Guardian profile.
Well, I'll go to the Guardian profile. Tell me what about these Guardians makes you excited?
So
I'm ready.
They have 1 point higher save than now. Right now they have a 5 of save. They went to a 4. So that leads me to believe that maybe Dire Avengers, Banshees might be going up to 3+. Who knows? We don't know.
Don't they have a 4 up right now?
No, they have a 5 up.
You know what? I'm looking at this.
Look at it right now.
I am.
But look at their save. Their save is better than Space Marine save. Or not save, leadership.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Their leadership is better than Space Marines right now.
Don't try to tell me these lies. Perpetrate these lies on Brad. Guardian Defender with his sweet ass catapult and his 4-up save. Man,
didn't they used to have a 5 up save?
Yeah, like 4 editions ago. Bro, they've been working on this Eldar army. They've been really crafting away in the forges.
In all fairness, I haven't seen Guardian on the table since 7th edition.
Exactly, Matt. Eldrad's so badass they killed him in the lore and it still didn't kill him. He literally did get sucked into a Blackstone fortress. And then he was like, nah, ain't going out like that. They didn't even retcon it. They just pretended it didn't happen at all. They're like... So
6+ leadership's pretty good, though.
Sure.
So the Space Marines.
There's nobody left there. Come on. I'm going to take my 1 wound guys with T3.
You can make a -1 to wound, though, Brad.
They are literally getting people's elbowed from the top ring. You know what? Hold on. I'm bringing my goddamn RKO out of nowhere on these guys. This is happening. That is what's going to happen. Boom! The Guardians. I'm going to keep the Guardians behind a wall, and I'm going to generate some Fate dice, because they do have a great ability called Defenders of Fate. At the end of your command phase, for each objective marker you control that has 1 or more units from your army with this ability within range of it, roll d6 and add it to your Fate dice pool. I love that, displaying the result you just rolled. Like, as opposed to going, yeah, man, it's for sure a 6. Is there any chance you could show me? Nah.
What kind of cheesy shit have you been doing, Brad?
So they've got catapults, and they're going to have a weapons platform, either probably 1 or 2, depending on how big these units can be. Like they've always been, but like, meh, this unit's just there.
At least they kept the AP bonus that they received with the newest book.
Their BS stayed 3+ when most troops went to 4. A lot of times they change the weapons. They're not using heavy weapons. So it is nice that they did keep their ballistic skill 3+ on their heavy weapons. But that's kind of because their heavy weapon is literally on a grav platform that moves around. If Brad wants his army, he has to cosplay as a warp spider. I would so cosplay as a warp spider. That's not even a penalty. I'll do that right now. That's true. No more rending catapults at that point in time, too. Dodging the BS nerf is legit, so
And they kept the range. So Shuriken Catapult is now the same range as a multi-melta. That
That's
puts a
true.
lot of things in perspective.
Not really, because I'm gonna have to say that if you and I are standing at 18 inches from each other and I shoot you with a catapult and you shoot me with a multi-melta, I feel like I'm gonna have a tough time.
You got this. I believe in you. But
Yeah.
Bright Lance has got to glow up too. Look at Bright Lances. Strength 12, AP3, D6 plus 2.
Well,
And you
lost
can
an
use
eight.
one of those fate dice to get it out of
It's
6.
8. Yeah.
Well, you can do that right now. And it was AP4. So I mean, they made a lot of the damages more random now. You know, a lot of the things that were 3 plus D3 are now D6 plus 1 or D6 plus 2. So you've got a bigger ceiling, just a lower floor. So these guys are what they've always been. They're like, meh, you know what I mean? It's guys, you know what I mean? It's defenders. So they are what they are. You know, they're not any worse. They're not any better. They're defenders. You know what I mean? You'll probably see people take at least 2 units of these bad boys just to generate some fate dice. So I acquired an Eldar army I did not want. What do you mug a guy or something? Did you steal a car? There was an Eldar army in it? I need like context for this. That doesn't even seem real. What does that mean?
I don't think Eldar is chaos, so you have to sell it immediately.
He has to donate it.
Yeah, you should donate it.
100% donate it.
So I want to talk about. Let's go back and talk about Psychic real quick, because there was a comment in the chat that said that this was what they were worried about with Psychic, was that you're losing like the flavor of Psychic spells.
100%. And the thing is that I thought they were going to get them because what used to happen in Psychics is you didn't have a Psychic phase. Brandon and I talked about this a while back, which is you didn't have a Psychic phase, but the Psychic powers were cast a different way. You basically used to have to roll under your leadership. But they were cast in whatever phase the power was. So if it was a movement-based power, it was in the move phase, like a buffs. If it was a Witchfire power, which was shooting powers, it was done in the shooting phase. So, and then they were all appropriate. So you didn't need a Psychic phase at that point in time because you just cast them in the appropriate phase. So.
But they have killed them. They have killed Psychic powers. This is so boring.
Yeah, I mean, I can't unless the Farseers do something else. I just won't bring Farseers. I mean, I just don't care. I can get the occasional 6. I'm not going to dedicate a guy for 1/6. You know what I mean?
And it is not a great look currently for some of the Psychic. Like the range Psychic is kind of interesting, but the spells themselves, or the baked in spells now, are pretty lackluster.
Well, the thing is I'm going to scroll back up here because this is remember, every data card has 2 sides, okay? So he might have all of those other, because this is the damage side, this is the range weapons, it's the melee weapons, and some of his abilities. He might have actual other abilities on the other side of the card. You know what I mean? That could be
We haven't seen the other side of the card, but I believe it's just point values.
We'll see. You know what I mean? But I could see them hopefully having here's the stats for a guide or a doom. You know what I mean? So we'll check that out.
I think it's just going to be point values. It tells you what you could do. Like, how do you take a Shining Spear?
I swear to God, don't steal it, man. That will hurt. Because they literally... Oh, I need Eldritch Storm on people. I need so much. Basically, chaos.
I just want Doom. Doom would be fantastic.
I want Doom and Guide.
That's it.
That's all I want. That's literally my entire Psychic phase half the time. Here's Guide, here's Doom. And I've been doing that for 23 years. Don't take that away from me. I don't even know what to do with Eldar if I can't Doom and Guide.
Yes.
Open up the bin of the trash can and you dump them in.
No, you just put them back on your shelf and they'll be good
All
next
right.
edition.
Now you guys are going to hurt my feelings because this bothers me so much. Screw you, Fire Prisms. You've been bad for so long. And you are still bad. Linked Fire. This is so few shots. Yes, it's strength 18, AP 4, 6 damage. Hells yeah! I need 2 tanks to do this. We already do this with a strat. Oh.
You don't need 2 tanks to fire your focus lands, but it's more beneficial.
It's linked fire.
Yeah, but read the rule. Did you read the entry?
Yeah.
It means you can shoot out of line of sight with your second tank. That's all.
Yeah, because he fires off the first one. You know, the same way they do it now, and I've always done it with the Prisms with link fire. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? I
It's pretty
played.
cool though.
I played
There's
Fire
no,
Prisms.
there's no range. Is
I
it
mean,
like 6 inches now for linked fire?
12.
Okay, so now I can be like 72 inches away, and I'm like, I see that one. I'm gonna do my linked fire.
Oh God, you're making me get my chi together. Hold on, come on, Usa.
But all of the high strength, high damage weapons have only had like 1, 2, or 3
Yeah,
attacks.
I know, but I'm just not going to bring 2 tanks if I have to do some link fire with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just expensive, and it isn't efficient. You know what I mean? It's the same reason I don't think Fire Prisms right now. You know what I mean? It's just very expensive to get a small amount of shots on. You know what I mean? You know what I could do? I could guide and then doom something. Now, to be fair, now when you're jumping out of falcons and stuff, whatever's inside is getting old doom. You're getting full rerolls to wound.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they've done that away with doom and made it an ability out of transports at that point in time. We will see. You know what I mean? So I do have to. Man, this is hurting my feelings.
Are you gonna be? Do you need a hug?
I do need
me
a
a hug.
hug. There's nobody around here. Give me a hug. I need a long distance hug. Hold on. You know what? I'm playing more Sarah McLachlan. Damn it! This is happening. So,
And we're demonetized. Well, let's talk about Fire Fate. Fire Fate's pretty solid.
except for it went up 1 CP.
Yeah, it's overcosted.
However, you can make a normal move. So before it wasn't limited like 7 inches.
Yeah, but it's basically they kind of it looks unless I see somebody give me Quicken back, then this is a combination of Quicken and Fire and Fate. So this is good. It also depends how many CP we're gonna get because it is 2 CP. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't see the regen like we've seen in some of the other armies with your battle line troops. So it's going to be tougher on that. Somebody has a mechanical keyboard. I'm going to have to headbutt you now. But
That's Kyle.
No, it wasn't.
it was somebody else.
Somebody else in my room has one.
Yeah.
I will say being able to double move like a unit jet bike to the full potential is pretty solid.
I mean, maybe again, yeah, Matt, I am 100% on this. Maybe they'll take Dark Reapers out of the penalty box. Dark Reapers did really suffer from the soul burst of their father, the soul burst sins of their father. So, all right, my feelings are hurt. My day has been ruined.
So what? All right. So we've been ranking these guys. Where are you ranking Eldar based on the current releases?
Actually, Garrett stole my line. He's like, got to be monetized first to be demonetized. And with that, everyone, if you could like and subscribe, we're so close to being able to do cool stuff. Please help a brother out.
And like the videos, it helps.
Get for Aspect Warriors, get free CP strats. That would be amazing. This is the first army that I'm bummed about, besides Necrons. I'm just a real Eldar lover. I love me some elves. The knife ears are my thing. It is my bag, baby. And I just it feels, and this is again a tiny little thing. And I hate to be negative on this because I am the positive mojo on this, but it feels so far that they've taken a lot of the flavor away from the Eldar, and every one of the other ones, I've seen almost an immediate things I could do. I imagine my moves on the table when I'm thinking of Tyranids, and then the demons really excited me. And obviously the Marines just had Oath of Moment power. World Eaters, strong. You know what I mean? Like everybody had things that I can immediately see myself doing moves on the table. Eldar, I just don't. These all look like watered down things that you're doing right now.
Well, let's be realistic. Have Guardians ever been good?
When I could bring a 20-man back in the day and soul burst them with Doom and Guide.
Cool. That one very specific example from like a time frame of like this long in 7th edition. So realistically, I had a feeling when they announced Eldar was going to be today that they were going to show off the Farseer, that they were going to show off Guardians. I actually thought it was going to be like the Wraith Knight guns, but of course we get the Fire Prism. And I'm a little disappointed that it showed the avatar, but it is what it is. But those are all kind of boring units. Like, to me, Eldar despises all the aspect warriors and the tanks.
Right. So take the things that you know that hit hard and start applying the rules that we have. And does it make it playable? Does it make it something you would be excited?
We don't know, because a lot of the aspect warriors on paper don't hit hard until you add the Exarch powers. So we need to see what the Exarch powers are. Like right now, Unit of 5 Banshees without an Exarch is pointless, but a Unit of 5 Banshees with an Exarch is amazing.
I really want to see some aspects. I wish they would have showed Eldrad, maybe an aspect, you know what I mean? Also, apparently, like, YouTube just told me that I'm not connected to chat anymore. They basically said you're talking too much shit about your Eldar. You're literally not allowed to see chat.
Or you can just like refresh the page. It'll be okay.
So in all of this stuff, what is giving the feel that this game is speeding up? Because none of it is making me think that this game is going to be fast.
Well, the game's gonna be the same speed.
You know
as
what's next?
It's probably even slower.
Death
Well, they're
Grip.
saying that games should be over in an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's what they said at the launch, right? Like, okay, how?
Well, that's not going
It
down.
will be if you increase the point value of everything.
You get 8 models on the board. You're like,
Yeah.
I've got 10 Guardians. Let's play this. Let's throw down, yo. Let's throw down.
I heard you like Kill Team. All right, so Death Guard appears to be next.
I
then
already scrolled down. I made everybody Blair Witch Cam on it, but I don't know. I just, this is the besides, I wasn't super psyched about the crowns, I guess, also, yeah, but like this is the first one where I've just been like, meh.
This is pretty boring. Like it doesn't speak Eldar to me. Like what I'm familiar with Eldar since I've been playing since 3rd edition. It's a very fluid and dramatic army that's based on aspect warriors. And they're like, hey, let's highlight all the stuff that's not the interesting parts of Eldar and try to sell you a buying this army.
Yeah, I can't disagree. You know, when I'm scrolling back up, I'm definitely not looking at the Prism cannon. We'll look at the Farseer.
And I think it's fair to say that there never was anything interesting about Eldar. So
I will punch you right in the throat. I will knock your beard right off your face.
They're doing the best they can for a really boring, watered-down faction already.
Oh my God, who are you? Pointy ears unite! Stab this demon player in the face.
So Brad, I think this means you're going to have to play Eldar at Motor City Mayhem now, because they did your guys dirty based on this preview.
They already did my guys dirty. It was called Desolators. And Guard. They already did him dirty. They did him extra dirty. They doubled down on the dirty.
Yeah, I played in 2 tournaments since Desolators have been released, and actually 5 tournaments since Desolators have been released, and I still haven't put one on the table, so I don't even know what they do.
Screw this. I'm putting the Emperor up over it. I'm so sad. I'm so sad, everyone. I need an emotional support, Eldar.
So where does this, let's rank this. Where does this rank out of what we've seen currently?
Last.
If you are
It's not
still
even close,
you really think this is last behind Necrons?
fine.
I'm gonna have to pull up Necrons because I don't remember Necrons. That's how boring they were.
Actually, they're probably, I don't know. The Necrons are pretty bad too. Back to Eldar Mass Interact. No one can have any fun. Screw you.
Yeah, Necrons are pretty boring too.
Mike, I actually would like to see Falcon spam. You know what I mean? You dump a bunch of guys out, you're re-rolling all your wounds. That sounds legit.
They're trying to bring back Hollow.
I don't think League of Votann is that bad at all, man. I don't understand why everybody thought they were so bad. They made the mechanic not OP'd, and then we'll see points. So I think that Votann is...
I think people were high on AdMech yesterday, and I don't think that that's very good.
AdMech had some legit shit. Dude, Ruststalkers had +2 to advance, charge, and move. For instance, that's something to get super psyched about.
All right, let's do this, Brian. Let's look down. So there's been 11 previews so far.
Right. Well, let's go.
Let's rank.
Screw
I'm
it.
making a list. I'm going to rank these right now.
Rank them.
Let's
All
go.
right.
So let's start with Space Marines.
There. You want to do a tier list? You have one ready?
Yeah, do S, A, B, C.
Yeah. Well, just do a tier list.
All right, so Space
Except for
Marines.
I'd have to host the tier list. God damn it, I'm not ready for that. I wasn't ready.
Let's just talk it out.
All right, but I'd like to have people to see them.
All right.
Space Marines, the Oath of Moment by itself is S tier. You can do it twice. It's nuts.
Just with Gilman, not period.
All right, so I'm saying
It really depends on how much Gilman costs.
true, but Oath of Moment's just crazy talk. Yeah, I mean,
All right, it's
I would say NIDS with the addition of the Neuro Tyrant and the Brain Bugs, they look pretty badass too, man. They're at least A tier, probably S tier for a review.
Like low S tier, right? Low S, high A.
we'll say A plus. All right, Chaos.
I love it. And he goes, okay, your elf colored glasses are on if you think League of Wotan was more exciting. You know what? I do. And if I could freaking find where I put my goddamn colorblind glasses, I'd put them on right now. Okay. We're gonna make a tier list, like a legit tier list, but we're gonna prep it right now, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah, we got time.
Chaos Space Marines.
I don't even remember what they do because I remember them being boring too.
They were not. They were at least A tier. They had rerolls. They had some mojo. They had like shenanigans.
The Dark Pact is pretty good. You can get lethal and sustained hits.
Yep.
When you
That's the one where you deal mortal wounds to yourself. Okay, so
Yeah.
D tier.
Dark Pact was good. So,
Alright.
And Abaddon still looked pretty chunky.
I mean, he
It's
could go
real.
through a wall. That's infinitely better than Gilman.
Now they did spoil the Bale. Well, not spoil, but they showed the Bale Flamer. Like anyone gives an actual shit about the Bale Flamer.
I do.
Hey, it used to be pretty good back then.
I care.
I care.
I care. Abaddon's great too.
So you're saying A, mid A, low A?
I say nay to you, sir, for your naysaying.
So then Necrons are next.
Hold on. I can actually put this up. I have a tier list up right now.
Oh hell yeah!
We can't see that, remember?
Oh, that's true.
You can see it if you also bring up the stream.
I'll say bring up the stream.
Yeah, but the stream's delayed and it tosses me off.
Fine. We'll wait until tomorrow.
Let's wait till tomorrow. Let's just do. We want to keep this one short because we're going to be talking tomorrow for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
True. All right. So I think that crowns were the worst.
So crowns are worse. So that's F tier. Okay. Good guard.
Guard still felt strong. I don't think they felt S tier, but they still felt really good. I
So
would say
A?
they're A tier.
Okay. Demons.
They're wildly S tier. They seem so
So-
nuts.
Are they stronger than Space Marines?
Yes. Yes.
So S plus. Okay. Sisters.
Just the Shadows in the Warp, or not, I'm sorry, Shadows in the Warp, but yeah, Shadows in the Warp. Felt crazy.
Sisters.
Sisters felt good. I would say his sisters were at least E tier. They're A or B tier, but they felt really good. I thought Catherine basically gave him a good mojo.
Because they're trying to sell that $120 model. Let's do it.
I still think you're reading that ability wrong. Like we went over that, right?
We did.
That thing
Brad
didn't,
is still
it doesn't actually add a 6.
It's when your unit dies within 6 inches of Catherine, instead of rolling a die, it just becomes a 6.
You just gain a 6.
I said
So you just, because temple weapons still don't exist, you just have everybody chaining, Here, I'm going to draw a picture.
that.
This is exactly what's going to happen because I do the same stuff with bikes. So you have Catherine, sisters.
I love everything that's happening right here.
We need to have the ability for me to go John Madden on this stuff.
I mean, I can right now,
Well, this
but
is- this
I'm
is
running
what's
the
gonna-
stream.
This is what's going to happen. You're going to have Catherine in the middle, and you're just going to have everyone snaking out from like this, or even intermingled. It doesn't matter. But you want to make sure that everybody's constantly
So
within
many
6 inches,
sixes.
so you can just guarantee 6s.
So
Guard. Matt says guard feel boring AF.
And I
Yeah.
am working on my tier list right here.
Guard
Guard,
were always boring.
Guard were always boring.
So guard are boring. I mean, I feel like they're more boring now if they got rid of like the difference between Talaran and Cadians.
Dude,
and,
I thought World Eaters felt really good too.
Okay, so not everybody can be A and S tier.
Well, some people can because we're only doing previews on them. The preview itself, you have to get the quality of the preview, my friend.
All right, so let's go back to dwarves. How are we ranking dwarves?
C
C.
tier.
C? All right.
Above Eldar. Take that, Andy.
All right, so world eaters.
Another A tier. They're really good.
Okay. Tied with demons. Tied with guard.
Do what?
But demons are S.
Demons
plus.
are S plus.
Excuse you.
Oh, I'm in chaos. They're all the same. Chaos Space Marines.
Chaos Space Marines are probably at the top of A.
With Tyranids?
Yeah, the Abaddon had good rules. Their rules were good. You know what I mean? They're as close as you're going to get to S tier.
I think
Tyranids
you're
is,
sleeping on Tyranids. I think they're really good.
maybe. I mean, I think actually put Tyranids in S tier. I mean, because of the Neurotitan and the brain bugs, that -1 to your leadership board wide when you bop shadows is going to be nuts.
So I will say that Space Marines and Tyranids by default have an unfair advantage based on every other army just because there's been so much more released. So are we doing it based on everything that's been released, or are we doing it based on solely what was done in the preview article?
Just solely what was done in the previews. That's all you can go on.
So then you can't talk about the Neurotech.
They were put out. Sorry.
It's still preview.
It's still preview. Just anything that they preview.
It's not a preview. It's on that one page.
Okay, it wasn't on the faction focus. It was on the faction focus plus.
Exactly. It was DLC and it was good.
Michael, I'll hate chaos until they bring Slanesh back and actually make it playable army. I want to see noise marines and chariots running all over the place.
I wouldn't mind that. That sounds awesome.
Doesn't it? Like there's a lot of hate towards that army and I don't understand why.
But that's everybody that's
All right.
come out, right?
So we have Admech.
Admech was strong too. I thought
Yeah.
Admech was really. You're crazy.
That's a bead tier army.
I don't think it's that. I don't think
Right
it's
about the
that
time that
good.
Ruststalkers show up with advance in charge after moving +2, advancing +2, and then charging, you're going to be like, I know I shouldn't have ranked them so low.
I just won't care, and then I'll crack back and kill them because they're little babies with T3.
I think Admech's gonna be a horde army. Prove me wrong. It's already like the most expensive army besides Gene Stealer Cult. I think it will become the most expensive army.
It's crazy that Admech is getting like Admech is a new army, right? I've never seen it in 9th, so it has to be a new army.
It's not a new army.
It's got to be, right? Because it's never ever been played in.
It's a newer army, but it's not a new army.
Yeah.
So it came out after Leagues of Votann. It just hasn't seen any tournament play.
It came out
You
way
are
before
high.
Leagues of Votann.
Just
and
saying that
and
it's
it literally
trash.
dominated the meta for 6 months.
we do have to apologize for Kyle because Kyle's only really been playing 40K for what, 6 months?
Yeah, I'll say.
competitively.
You literally missed an entire 6-month period where Admech was in its own tier. There was A tier, S tier, Admech tier. They were.
And they've been relegated to the
bonkers
dumpster.
But I do appreciate your fresh feedback, thinking that Admech is
I
older
know.
or newer than Votann.
I like it. We appreciate that.
Because you give a different thought process on it. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Admech right now, I don't actually think it's A tier. While free mortal wounds are pretty cool, like you could just say, all right, I'll just go to ground. You can use
But you're
put
getting a
reserves.
mortal every turn. It's all the rest
Only
of
in your deployment zone.
Yeah, you're gonna have dudes in your deployment zone, and also
Yeah.
they're
So just
the models
put a
seem
trash can.
legit, man. Optimized Gate was pretty badass. Advance and Charge, pretty badass. You know what I mean? Those are legit.
But I don't think the mortal wounds are going to be as prevalent as you guys thought yesterday.
Maybe,
'Cause
but I'm saying that like
'Cause you just leave the deployment.
having a big blob of guys with a 4-up invuln, and then having your big assault unit get advance and charge after they're moving +2 and advancing +2 is a big deal. And it's also +2 to advance and charge. So basically, you're moving it +2, you're charging it +2, and you're advancing and charging it. That's strong.
So what are we doing? A-?
I will
B+?
give them a B because Kyle refuses to admit they exist.
All right. So then we have Eldar.
F.
Is there something below F?
So are Eldar worse than Necrons?
Yes,
No.
because I don't care about Necrons, and the Eldar hurt me emotionally, spiritually, physically. So,
I just, but their chapter ability is really strong. I just don't see them. Yeah, Guardians and Farseer are boring, but like their base abilities are pretty good. I think they're higher than Necrons.
Realistically, they're probably like
They're probably a B.
mid to high C. Current with what you currently have.
With what we currently have, yes. We haven't seen any of the interesting units, but if we're gonna, look at the other entries, we have the being able to get out of vehicle, getting free rerolls to wound. That's strong.
Yeah.
Expert Crafters is still really good.
Like,
And that grab-
I'm trying to see the light. I think Elder is actually going to be hidden low key very strong
No.
because you're getting free rerolls to hit wound with all your big guns.
You're getting
You get-
one reroll to hit one.
Yeah. Well, all your big guns only have 1 or 2 shots, so it's perfect.
Exactly. As you're getting blasted off the table. Pew pew.
All right. Is anyone in Toledo who can go make a trip up to
I'm
Brad's
so
Lake House?
sad.
I'm giving Elder a C because we haven't seen more entries, but their base abilities are really strong. Even though I'm very sad about the lack of psychic powers.
Send me a picture on Messenger right now.
All right.
Yes, Snigs literally just sent me a picture of Strands of Fate and said garbage. I love everything about this. Oh, Tausite. Yes, exactly.
And Farsep, don't worry.
Farsep, Tausite, all of them.
So, Brad, remember last week how you were really excited to see Eldar preview? How do you feel now about that?
I'm excited to see more preview. I'd like to see more.
He's still excited for the later times.
I'm excited for the later times. Because they're not revealing, I felt like there's got to be more. And the thing is that they just showed the most boring shit. So I feel like some of the other armies, they really focused on some really cool shit. And this was not one of them.
Yeah, it's literally the most boring entries. I would love to see the Wraith Knight go. I would have loved to see an Aspect Warrior. Like, show me some love for Dark Reapers. Show me some love for Howling Banshees.
Right there. That is the tier list now.
It's all the same.
Look at it. That is pro plus level fucking entertainment for everybody.
I need
by the
the
way.
Top tier. You can't
Strands
get-
of Fate and Master Crafters is not terrible. It's just not good. Yeah, they should have 1 billion more data sheets. This is the Space Wolf's fault somehow. Oh, shit. That's good times, my friends. That's good times.
So what are we expecting to see from the fatty gross nasties tomorrow?
Oh, I'm thinking Army-wide Field of Pain.
Something like I would like to because they said they're trying to make stuff faster, and Field of Pain is actually slower. So if they do -1 damage again, that could be a thing. I would like to see some cool characters. I liked when they put the name characters out. That's more exciting.
So you think we'll see Mortarion spoiled tomorrow?
Oh, I hope so. I would love to.
I think it's only going to be his close combat weapon.
You only going to see his close combat weapon? Will we see
Yeah.
Typhus then?
I think it's going to be Typhus. I don't think it's going to be Mortarion.
I could get down with that though.
Because we didn't
Reaper.
see Agron's profile. We only saw his weapons. So I
True.
think we're going to see Typhus's weapons, and then we'll see.
No, you saw Angron's profile.
Parasite.
You saw.
Did they have Agron's whole profile?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the Yahtzee. Oops, I'm back at full wounds.
It is true. They did say they wanted to make the game faster, then added a butt ton of extra dice rolling.
I love Yahtzee. It's fantastic. All
Yeah,
right.
Angron got spoiled as full rules. I think you might be thinking of Scarbrand. You didn't see Scarbrand's
Scarbrand
rules.
is the one.
You saw his weapons.
I mean, it's a big red demon guy. Who cares?
A big
just
red
hit hard.
demon, guys. Why do you hate Chaos so much?
Because they did Slanesh wrong. Guy bring back Noise Marines.
Man, that's hurtful. You know what I want to have brought back? That entire case of guitar Noise Marines that I got stolen from the game room. bastards.
That is why I'm so mad about Chaos, because of that event.
That
happened.
exactly event happening. I will hate you forever. You've wronged
I
Brad.
know who did it, but fuck that guy. Actually, I want my the best demons to come back in style. Legion of the Damned. Let's do this.
They're not real.
They are real.
They're not, and they've never been real.
They've 100% been real and have amazing rules. So let's talk about the speed of the game. I don't think the speed of the game is going to be changing. I think we're still going to be getting 2.5 to 3 hour rounds. I think there's going to be way more dice rolling. So unless they dramatically change the point values, I don't see how the game gets faster. If anything, I think it's going to be slower because you're going to have more units on the table doing more stuff for longer.
All I know is that I'm showing the fact that Garrett sent me a picture of what I was talking about and then put it picture in picture with us. So I'm definitely putting that up there.
All right. Let's have a pictureception.
Picception.
Let's talk about the speed of the game. I don't think the game's getting faster. I think the game's going to be slow. It's going to be easier. It feels like this is a 10-year-old writing the game in some cases.
Plague Marines, Morty, and PBC, I could see that. I would actually be super psyched about that. Because we'd get, like, a battle line army. We'd get a battle line unit. We'd get a character. And then we'd probably get the PBC's weapon focus. You know what I mean?
Brandon needs to take his message. Talk about May of the Paxes again. You guys are
Steve,
all
yeah,
You're all
13th
feeling
Legion
me.
Steve says that he said in the chat, I don't know why it's a hard concept to understand that GW's previews are just advertisements for their products. So of course they're going to tell you what you want to hear. But so like we'll take that and apply it to Eldar today. Like what are they advertising for Eldar? Like they just
Brad's
have billions of boxes.
They're
Brad's-
advertising that
Brad's
Battle
sadness.
So they're just saying like, hey, we have Guardians, like you should buy them.
Well, they try to. I think that for a lot of the other factions, they put out some more exciting shit. I do think that because a lot of the other faction focuses, we got cool named characters and things of that nature, and I thought they were cooler. But, I mean, Eldar might have a million Avatar. Yeah, cool. I'm saying that Eldar might have a million more cool things. The preview was, man, how about that? There might be so much cool shit. I just think that they did they didn't show the exciting stuff.
I mean, they obviously are a model company and they have to sell these things. So they are going to show you mostly the cool things that you are interested in at first. I agree with that 100%. But like, there are things that they could have shown today specifically that could have made way more people excited about Eldar. And they just kind of, it's just really underwhelming.
Hold on. This is what I think. Thinking Brad is in the house.
Oh no, don't hurt yourself.
All right. I'm excited to see more about Eldar. We factioned them up with Brandon's excellent technology with that. And we will be doing Death Guard tomorrow. Well, we'll be talking a lot of shit more tomorrow. We'll be talking... What are we working on? Are we working on My Space Woes tomorrow?
So yes. I'm probably going to be working on building bases for that army because the current basing scheme for the Space Wolves you stole, borrowed, I have no idea what the status of these models are. The bases are terrible. So I think that's the first thing I'll work on.
I like this.
Because putting a 25mm base on top of 32mm base is sad.
I did want the Wraith Knight KR. And so we're working on My Space Wolves tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be there.
Actually, let's do one quick prediction before we head out, Brett.
Hit me.
So we know Death Guard's tomorrow. What do we think is going to happen on Thursday and Friday?
I'm so hurt on Eldar. I got to figure it out.
I think we need
Another
Eldar. I think
Eldar.
we need a Space Marine book. We haven't had a Space Marine book in a hot minute.
I think you're going to see Blood Angels. Space Jesus is making his way in.
And Blood Angels. All right. And what about the other one?
And then we're doing clowns. Maybe.
Do Harlequins have their own book? I think they're
Who
just holding
knows?
the Eldar.
Yeah. Well, who knows now?
They're all legends. Sorry, guys.
Ooh, I want some pork shoulder. That sounds delicious. Smoked pork shoulder. Good times. Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen Custodes or Tau. I don't know why I'm keeping up on just random shit. So I'm going with that.
I would love to see Tau.
Custodes and Tau. You've called it. I'm in it. I'm on board.
You're on board. So no Blood Angels. You think Custodes?
Custodes and Tau in that order. So it has been written, so it shall be done in accordance with the prophecies.
Walk to Kentucky. I got you. I thought you lived in Tennessee, Michael.
So wait, they won't show Forge World. All of the things, some of the stuff.
It doesn't look like they've ever backed up. They haven't back to back on the faction focuses so far, like the same category or super faction, whatever you call it, like Xenos, Chaos, Imperium. So if tomorrow we get Chaos, we just had a Xenos. That means Thursday we should get something Imperium, and then back to Chaos. No, back to Xenos.
Custodes and Tau.
Makes sense.
Riztek's already on it, bro. He is a Farseer, and he's looked into the future, and he's seen this happen.
I mean, this trend is just not accurate, but we could go with that.
I'm gonna go
Looking
Imperial
at the
Knights.
list that I wrote down, it doesn't add up to your trend.
I'm gonna say Imperial Knights into Orcs.
All right. So I'm writing down Kyle. So Kyle thinks the Kill Knights, or just Knights period. It's both of them now.
It's not one of them.
Yeah, I guess just Knights.
It's just
Knights.
they don't have two separate books. It's one book now.
That makes no sense, but we'll just move on with that. Love life. Living life, loving large. Everyone, thanks for hanging out with us today. Brandon, Kyle, I thank you both. I thank Kyle more because he was on time faster.
Brandon had to brush his teeth again.
Yep. Can we all send sad reacts to Brad about Eldar? Sad reacts only.
All
So
of the
make
good.
sure you like and subscribe. If you haven't, make sure you send pictures of your guys' models so we can talk about them tomorrow as well during our hobby stream.
Discord.
Join the Death and Glory Discord, and there's a hobby section there. And if you just tag me or Brad, we can look at those pictures and talk about them tomorrow while we're doing hobby stuff.
All of the things. Some of the things.